Captain Jake Mitchell never expected his routine supply run to the outer rim would land him in the most gilded throne room in known space. The Lumarian Empire's capital ship stretched for miles, its crystalline halls reflecting light in patterns that would drive lesser minds to madness. Yet here he stood, arms crossed, glaring at the most beautiful being in the galaxy with the same expression he used when negotiating with cargo thieves. Princess Lyra of the Lumarian dynasty possessed skin that literally glowed with captured starlight, hair that flowed like liquid silver, and eyes that held the depth of nebulae. Every other species in the galaxy would prostrate themselves before her radiance. Jake scratched his stubbled chin and yawned. "You're telling me you dragged me off my ship because you want to add me to your collection," Jake said, his voice carrying the flat tone of someone thoroughly unimpressed. The princess tilted her perfect head, her court of advisors shifting nervously behind her. In the 3,000 years of Lumarian civilization, no being had ever addressed royalty with such casual disrespect. Several alien dignitaries present looked ready to faint. "Collection is such a crude word," Princess Lyra replied, her voice like crystalline bells. "I prefer to think of it as curation. You see, Captain Mitchell, I have acquired the most exceptional specimens from across the galaxy. The strongest Krogan warriors, the wisest ethereal philosophers, the most elegant Sylvan artists. Yet something was missing from my menagerie of perfection." Jake raised an eyebrow. "Let me guess. You needed something aggressively average." A ripple of shock passed through the assembled court. Princess Lyra, however, laughed with genuine delight. The sound was so pure, it made the crystal walls resonate in harmony. "Precisely the opposite," she said, rising from her throne with fluid grace. "I needed something impossibly stubborn." The princess began to pace around Jake, her luminous form casting rainbow patterns on the floor. "Do you know what happened? When I told Commander Vex of the Titan Guard that he belonged to me, he knelt immediately and swore eternal loyalty. When I claimed Master Oro, the galaxy's greatest strategist, he wept with joy at the honor. Every being I have ever desired has surrendered their will to my radiance without question." "Sounds boring," Jake muttered. "Exactly." Princess Lyra stopped directly in front of him, close enough that her glow should have been blinding. Jake continued, "To meet her gaze without flinching. For 3 millennia, I have been worshipped, adored, and obeyed. Every word I speak is treated as divine wisdom. Every desire I express is instantly fulfilled. Do you have any idea how tedious perfection becomes?" Jake shrugged. "Can't say I do. Never been perfect at anything, except maybe disappointing people." The princess clasped her hands together, her excitement palpable. "Yes, your species has such a wonderful talent for defiance. When the Galactic Council demanded humanity submit to the Pax Galactica, what did your leaders do?" "Told them where they could stick their peace treaty," Jake replied with a hint of pride. "When the Void Hunters threatened to consume your home system unless you surrendered your children as tribute, how did humanity respond? Built bigger guns. And when I, the most radiant being in creation, proclaimed that you belonged to me." Jake was quiet for a moment, then smiled with the kind of dangerous humor that had made humanity both feared and respected across the galaxy. "I told you no." Princess Lyra clapped her hands with delight, the sound echoing through the vast chamber. "Like thunder, magnificent, simply magnificent. Do you understand what you represent, Captain Mitchell? You are the first being in 3,000 years to deny me something I desired. The first to look upon my glory and remain unimpressed. The first to treat me as just another person instead of a divine entity. Because that's what you are," Jake said simply. "Just another person. A really shiny person with a serious ego problem, but still just a person." The court gasped collectively. Several advisors looked ready to call for the guards. Princess Lyra, however, was practically glowing brighter with excitement. "This is why humanity is so fascinating," she continued, beginning to pace again. "Every other species in the galaxy has some inherent limitation. The ethereals are bound by logic, the Sylvans by beauty, the Krogans by honor. But humans? Humans are bound by absolutely nothing except their own stubborn refusal to accept that anything is impossible." Jake watched her pace, noting how the other aliens in the room tracked her movement like flowers following the sun. "You're not the first powerful alien to get obsessed with humanity. Usually doesn't end well for you folks." "Oh, but you misunderstand my intentions," Princess Lyra said, turning to face him with a smile that could have powered a small star. "I don't want to conquer humanity or rule over it. I want something far more precious, which is, I want to earn your respect." The silence that followed was so complete that Jake could hear the hum of the ship's engines through several layers of hull plating. Every alien present stared at their princess as if she had announced her intention to become a janitor. Jake studied her for a long moment, seeing past the radiance and perfection to something he recognized. "You're lonely." "Profoundly so," she admitted without shame. "When every being in existence treats you as a goddess, you never know if anyone actually likes you for who you are. You humans have a saying about this, I believe. Something about heavy heads and crowns." "Heavy is the head that wears the crown," Jake corrected. "Though I think you've got it backwards. You don't want to be worshipped. You want to be challenged." Princess Lyra's smile could have outshone a supernova. "Now you're beginning to understand. So, Captain Mitchell, I make you this offer. Stay here as my guest, not my possession. Teach me what it means to be denied something. Show me how to be wrong about things. Help me discover what it feels like to fail at something." Jake considered this, scratching his chin again. Around them, the court held its collective breath. "One condition," he said finally. "Name it." "I'm not calling you Your Radiance or any of that royal nonsense. You want to be treated like a person? I'll call you Lyra, the princess of the Lumarian Empire, the most radiant being in the galaxy." Extended her glowing hand toward a simple human cargo pilot and smiled with genuine warmth. "I would like that very much, Jake." As they shook hands, every alien present realized they were witnessing the beginning of the strangest friendship in galactic history. And perhaps, just perhaps, the most important one.